You know, whilst I was watching this movie, I kept on thinking back to when I watched the Psycho-Pass movie, which is still kind of a disaster of a movie when I think back to it. Why? Because the female lead, Akane Tsunemori, did nothing in that movie. She did absolutely nothing. She was useless, especially next to her male counterpart, Kogame, who did loads and loads of things and totally outshined Akane, even though it was established in Psycho-Pass 2 that Akane is a total badass. And that problem of the male lead ridiculously outshining the female lead very nearly happened in this first Patlabor movie. I was on edge. I thought Asuma would totally outshine Noah because it was becoming apparent that Asuma was doing the most work. Thankfully though, people, Noah did not become a fifth wheel and she had her own fair share of badass moments. So, Patlabor the movie is about... It's about things. Many things. I suspect this movie was trying to be shallow with its genres outside its main genre of slice of life, so that it could remain a slice of life anime whilst still having variety, but as a result of mixing in lots of other genres like mystery and action and even political drama, the movie ended up losing its core slice of life drama aspect in the mix to a degree. Basically, a guy commits suicide and the Patlabor pilots figure out why he committed suicide. So yeah, it's more of a setup for a mystery, and yes, this movie is mostly mystery solving, but the style is more suited to slice of life with its slow yet steady pace and straight to the point dialogue. So we end up with a slice of life and mystery hybrid, where the two genres kind of cancel each other out. Patlabor the movie needed a plot to sustain its 100-minute runtime, I guess, but maybe couldn't be a straightforward slice of life movie to fit that kind of runtime, so they went for the mystery genre instead, and don't worry though, the movie's plot is not the disaster I'm making it out to be, as the mystery part was intriguing enough, and the slice of life part was entertaining. And the mecha part, especially in the final act, was surprisingly intense for a slow-paced anime. In the same vein as Patlabor the early days, the Patlabor movie is relaxed and dialogue-focused. Yes, it has a couple of mecha action moments, but I don't think the audience is expected to watch anything Patlabor related for the mecha action. You watch that franchise's anime to see the characters interact with other characters, and there's plenty of that here. It's strange because even though I have seen the early days and now this movie, none of the characters have really developed and they are pretty much two-dimensional. And yet, watching these characters interact is quite entertaining, and I don't really understand why. Maybe it's because it's the movie's intention to just entertain with characters' interactions. The animation for an 80s anime is greatness, well drawn and smoothly animated characters against very beautiful backgrounds. And also, you guessed it, the mechs are 2D, and I love my mechs 2D. The only problem I had with the animation is the way Noah looks. What the fuck happened? Every character is well drawn all the time except for Noah, who most of the time looks really oddly drawn for some reason. There were moments where she was very well drawn, but I did notice that whenever she was on the screen for the first 2/3 or so of the movie, she stood out looking a bit off. This movie is mostly build up for 2 acts leading to the big finale, yet maybe there should have been a story that was more closer to the slice of life genre in order to boost the slice of life aspect of the movie. That genre does work pretty well within the Patlabor franchise, but all in all, this is an enjoyable and sometimes even hypnotic movie, which has a slow pace that I never got bored by. It was a nice idea to have a villain who was dead the whole time, and to have a strong focus on technology and hacking to give a slightly disturbing feel to the material. I'm also glad that Noah was given some badass moments to the point where, even though it is Asuma that takes the lead here, lovely Noah was not brushed to the side completely. 3 stars out of 5.